Hi, hello, hello. Think we're live.
Hello.
All
Yeah.
right,
Hello, everyone.
let me confirm that we're live well on Facebook because sometimes this thing um, I've done one before that. Okay, good. So we're live.
Oh, would you be working out? Oh,
Oh, oops, 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 oops. All right, it happens, right, guys? Technical. We are still learning. How are you doing, Coach Collins? How are you
very,
today?
very fine. Very fine. Very
Fantastic.
fine.
I'm really happy
Yes.
to have you here with me today.
The
Um,
pleasure is all mine.
on this intuition journey. Um, Welcome everybody to another episode of Monday Mindset. Today, I have the honor of a fantastic mindset coach, which is going to be our guest today. Um, I'm going to bring him on stage right now so you can all see him. This is Collins Alunomo. He's a life coach, a therapist, battle tested. Hear that too? Battle tested FMCG sales professional, fondly called the liberator because it changes mindsets and frees minds. He's passionate about helping professionals get clarity, manage stress, and unleash their next level of effectiveness so they can build careers, live lives worthy of their talents. He's passionate, goal oriented, persistent, friendly, believer, and thinker, and he loves to make a difference. He holds a bachelor's degree in biology, PGDM, and several certifications such as life coaching, goal setting, and advanced emotional mastery in therapy. He's also certified in interventions such as neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, emotional freedom techniques, and matrix re-imprinting, EFT. He's an associate of the National Institute of Marketing in Nigeria and an affiliate of the International Coaching Federation, ICF Nigerian chapter. Wow, we're so honored to have this. I call him the Coach Oracle. The Coach Oracle joining us today. I hear that. Welcome, welcome. Is the name I said?
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. And also to learn from your wealth of experience.
Thank you so much.
You've been doing a lot in terms of mentoring people in business. And now you've come into coaching. And I know, and we see it, that you're a force. You're a force in the coaching community. And we're happy. We're happy to collaborate and work with you anytime.
Fantastic, fantastic. So this month, there is a feedback. I don't know. This month, we've been very intentional that we're going to be studying every Monday, deep diving into the title or subject on intuition, which is our gut feeling and our instincts. Last week, we had the pleasure of Dr. Ayo Shuriande, which we dived into developing and identifying what intuition is all about. So today, I'm going to be sharing myself and Coach Collins. We're going to be sharing easy action steps right now. These are not the only steps out there to develop your intuition, but these are steps based on my research and based on my experience that I'm going to share my perspective. And Coach Collins also will share his own perspective. And hopefully, at the end of the day, we are able to learn a lot from this to help us develop our intuition. What is intuition again? Intuition is not, and I want it to be clear, right, guys. People have this myth that intuition is a tool available only to the rich or to the successful, to smart people, or maybe only the likes of Oprah Winfrey, Messi, Michael Jordan are the intuitive people because of their accomplishment. Well, the ability to make gut decision is actually available to every human. It's just how we access and believe in it that differs. Um, I think I'm getting a feedback from Collins. Maybe Collins, we want to try muting when maybe because I think I'm getting that feedback, and then you unmute when you want to talk. I'll do the same.
Yes, I've muted you before, so I'm doing that again now.
Okay, yeah, because I was getting that feedback. Right. For the people that joined us last Monday, I mentioned that a lot of my colleagues and partners, when they want to seek opinion about business matter, they all come to me. But one thing I've always liked and always encourage all of them to let them know is that they can also tap into these same powers and this same intuitive initiative that I am using and train their own gut feelings so they can be getting these answers themselves. Intuition as a tool is what we all have. Some people say, they relate it to mystical powers. Others suggest it's just something that comes from our subconscious. But regardless of what the source or where you interpret it, I can tell you that there's that little voice in you that always tries to tell you things from time to time. As we get older, we try or we learn to start to ignore this little voice. We start turning to logic, start focusing on practical experiences of life that we've gained over time, and we start neglecting this voice inside us. But over years, some part of our brain has been there that has been accumulating all this wisdom that we have been going through, and that is what is translating to that little voice every time we have to tune into that our gut feeling. So what I'm trying to say is that when you develop your intuition very strongly, you will be like you are a Superman. But you're not. You've just gone to develop and tap into what you actually have within you. Let me give you an example. You're thinking of someone, maybe you're thinking of sending someone a message on WhatsApp, and then suddenly the person sends you the message. Wow. The first thing you say, wow, like, how do we say that adage, Collins? Like minds are thinking, right? Something like that. Like minds
Yes,
it's like it's a supernatural ability. No, this is just your intuition that is talking to you. And this other guy's intuition too is talking to them. And you realize when you both call each other, at the time you call each other, you're actually calling each other for similar things. Right? So it is important to give that your intuition the power to trust it. It's important to start developing it and to believe in it. Okay, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to hear a bit of, let Collins also share some of his own perceptions on intuition before we now start going into the 5 steps, easy steps. I call them easy steps that I think all of us can start to practice, that will start helping us to trust and use more of our intuition.
Okay, thank you, Coach Lukman. It is a very interesting topic, but I want to come from the aspect of science, actually neuroscience. How we look at our environment and collect information about our environment. In NLP, there's something called the communication model. Basically, what it says is that about 2 million bits of information is coming to you every second. Coming to your senses, your eyes, your ears, your skin. You understand? They are coming to you, but you cannot collect all of them. If you do that, you will crash. So there's a system that limits that to about 334 or 38 bits per second. So as you reduce what you get, there's a filter, and that filter is made up of your beliefs, your experience, your values, your motivations. They filter it, and when those things are filtered, it goes into you delete some of those information, you generalize, or you distort some of those information before it goes to where it's stored in the brain. In NLP, we call it internal representations. That's the pictures, the sounds that are in your mind. And those internal representations affect your physiology, which affects your state and ultimately your behavior. So there's a pattern. So over time, because of your experience, because of your motivation, because of your beliefs and your values, you're able to filter certain things that you don't see. It's just like you are short-sighted and they give you a prescription glasses. What you could not see before, you begin to see. With time and experience, we have learned to heal or reduce our intuitive power. A step further, I want to explain that a step further, is that human beings, we are tripartite beings in the sense that we are made of body, soul, and spirit. And these 3 parts are linked. The body is the one that holds, the soul is the one that holds the body and holds the spirit. The soul, basically, on a very simplistic term, is your will, your emotions, your motivation, your personality. Why your body is this normal flesh that we know that dies, and you understand. Then why the spirit is the essence of God in you. So if your motivation, your personality and your will is not in the right place, it cannot hold the spirit, it cannot hold the body very well. And you will hear things like mind over matter. Your soul, your spirit is stronger than your body. And for you to have harmony or have peace in life, that your body, your soul, and your spirit must also be in tune with your environment. So intuition is basically the alignment of your body, your soul, and your spirit to your environment. Not everything that your eyes can see, that can be seen by your eyes. Not everything that can be heard that you can hear. Some people can hear, you can't hear.
True.
You have to be in tune to be able
True.
to hear, to be able to see. And you see, there are certain people you call, there are people who will say they are seers. There are people who are knowers. There are people who are feelers. For example, somebody may just know something, he cannot tell how he knows it. Somebody can see what you can't see. There's so many information, so many things you can't see. For example, white light is only with there's infrared, there's ultrared, there's infrared, there's ultraviolet. So there are so many things you can't see. Your dog operates from a particular frequency. That's why you can see certain things.
True.
You understand? So with a higher level of awareness, you can get more information from the environment and from people. You can see things before they happen. You can have that feeling. And some people have used it very, very well in business. The Steve Jobs of this world.
Now, you being a professional, I'd like you to explain a scenario that I use a lot. I've built a lot of my empires based on intuition because I build my empire around people. I believe so much in my internal clients. I believe because I've been a service provider all my life. All the businesses I do is all about providing service. So I understand my engine is my team. So I spend a lot of time developing my team. Now, but this is my question. Most of my hiring processes has been based on intuition, and that has really helped me. How do you explain this from the neurological aspect? Like I'll see somebody, in fact, why I'm saying this is that it's actually somebody here that is actually present on this chart right now. I'm going to expose her, and she's calling me daddy. She's one of my adopted daughters in Dubai, and when I saw her and she came for the interview, when I was going to hire her in Dubai, she just came to Dubai, and everybody, even the old hiring, the person we wanted for that role was not her, but my intuition chose her, right? And today, she has been one of the. I mean, she delivered that role with all the training that we were able to put into her. She delivered the role to the highest level, okay, and then she's also developed herself to. That's a story for another day. To a level that I am so highly proud of her. You understand? So when I'm trying, the question is, how do you explain such intuitive decisions?
Okay, I will explain it. The truth of the matter is that you are not alone in using it to make decisions. A lot of business people do that. If you look at the Shark Tank, you see some of the judges. Sometimes it may not make sense, but the guy knows that this product we sell, we sell. Basically, your limbic brain, where your amygdala, the thalamus, and all that are located, they store memory, and the amygdala stores emotional memory. So instinctively, when such thing wants to happen again, something in you will kick because that memory is already there. So it's a brain in the is a function in the emotional part of the brain. Yes, your guts, there are also certain neurons in your guts that also respond to it. You see, this is what's about to happen. If for example, if some example you are listening to, you've been duped before, and that memory is there. Then when somebody uses that line, immediately everything you this idiot, he's coming again.
I know the house.
There's a part of you that stores that. That's one. Then secondly, I want to explain this one in terms of energy. Your thoughts is energy. Your emotion is energy. Your words are energy. Your thoughts by themselves generate about 8 watts of energy. and that thought sends about that energy into your heart, and the heart itself generates about another 4 watts. So every human being has another about 12 watts of energy around them. Most people call it aura. They call it aura. So for some people, you can feel it. If the person comes with a high energy aura, you feel it. You may not have the qualification, but you also have that the energy tap. You're able to sense it. And for those who are able to develop it to that level, can take it from far away. And for some people, it shows as attitude. Or you take it from far and say, no, this guy is a winner. This guy is a man. This guy will deliver. Because that energy comes that it radiates. And so on that level again, if you're not, it also, even disease is energy. So there are certain diseases you can get from other people's energy. One needs to be very careful. So the person who is intuitive will know immediately. Will know.
This one, I have to stay away from this person.
This person. You see, Steve Jobs said, never settle. Always do. But when you find it, you will know. When you find what you're supposed to do, you will know. Jay-Z said, he said you will know. You will know. That's why there are tools to be able to discover yourself, your personality. There are tools. There are tools to be used. You will know. And once you know, you become so passionate about it. Because if you're a rational human being, you cannot succeed. You give up. But because of that, you just know. I cannot explain it to you. The person can tell you, I cannot explain, but I know this is the winner. And some people have used it, coaches have used it to be able to get players to be able to buy, you have to develop it based on experience, based on learning, because there's a part of your brain that does that.
Fantastic.
That does that. Then energy also helps to explain that as well.
So guys, we're in for some, all the one I've been doing all these days is all from the layman's side. We are going into the science of it.
In fact, our mentor used to say, he said, all you know is not all there is to know. All you know is what we have been taught.
Oh yes. I keep
these days.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
These days, science is beginning to verify, is beginning to give credence to spirituality, giving credence to things that people knew thousands of years ago. The greats, what they knew thousands of years ago, how they were able to live. You see, a really spiritual person doesn't hate any human being. It doesn't take life from animals.
There's no time to waste on such energy.
You understand? Even animals, the way they treat. See, even plants are communicating to you if you get to that level. The harmony between the body, the soul, the spirit, and the environment. So many things that are looking for you are talking to you. You won't see. But if you are searching, if you are truly searching, and you know what. Okay, let me give you another shocker. If your life is a circle, and we divide that circle into two parts. One part is 95%, the other part is 5%. Your life is 5% conscious and 95% unconscious. Your conscious mind is your body and your soul. Sorry, your soul and your spirit, and that's what is 95%. That's where the power is. That's why people say it's mystical, but I don't like to use it for superpower.
Yeah,
it's in your subconscious. That's where your power is. What separates them is what is called a reticular articulating system, a RAS. You need tools to be able to open it. Like, so you blossom. There are so many things. God has given each and every one of us talent, gifts that is inside you. You need certain things to be able to open it.
And to butter what you're saying, I believe that, like you rightfully said, if we listen to our subconscious, and you'll be like you are a visionary. And I always attribute it to some of the moves I've made in my life. And I can't explain them myself, but it's just my gut feeling. I'll give you a classic example. In 2007, 2008, I just finished building my project in Lekki, in Nigeria. And I took me and my wife, we went shopping to furnish the house in Dubai, in Turkey, all over. We set up a house, stayed in the house for one month and 1 week, and I woke up and I said, I'm moving to Dubai. My wife looked at me like this. Are you okay? What happened? I said, no, I just feel Dubai is the next spot for me. I've looked at, there were other factors. But I just decided like that. And it was after like a year or two that I was in Dubai, I realized, why did I make that move at the time I made that move? You understand what I'm saying? It was like, why did I make that move at the time? It was not a planned. It wasn't like my movement to moving to Dubai was not planned. But 2 years later, it was the place I needed to be. So I'm just buttressing what you're saying, that the body, the spirit, the mind, and the environment, they are working together if you listen to them. Even it's as simple as your product. You have a product. There are times when the life of your product needs to move away from the environment it's currently in, but you are not listening.
You're not listening.
You're not listening to the environment. You're not listening to the, threat sometimes brings opportunity. I feel threats bring opportunity the most. If you are able to listen and able to look at that threat as opportunity. Yeah, threat is turbulent, but where do we make the most money? Is when we provide solutions. Is when we provide solutions to a problem. You understand? Yes. Why do you think the United States will always want war to be in different countries? Because that's when they make the most money.
Yes.
They will go in as peacekeepers, and from there they will collect all the different rights they need to collect to start buttressing their economy. Anyway, we're not going to waste too long on this. I'm happy we have Collins results today, because these easy ways I'm going to be showing, I will show you the easy layman way that I know. Then Collins will now take us through the next level thought process around it.
All right. Okay. Cool.
I find one of the easiest and critical way to access your intuitive power is via meditating regularly. And why I say that is because meditation, it clears your mind of distraction, and that helps you to reach your deepest thoughts and impulses. When you're meditating, it gives you clarity over your thoughts, over decisions you are going to make, and you're about to make. I meditate a lot, even when I'm especially when I'm negotiating with somebody. I try to meditate to look at, okay, what's this person saying? What is this thing talking to my inner self? How is my brain helping or processing what this person is saying? So when I'm sitting down and listening to somebody, when we're negotiating, I'm listening to you, but I'm also listening to my inner self. You understand? So I find that meditation helps my brain to make better decisions, because it's always linking to my inner self. You understand? So that is one of the easiest one I find. And I also will borrow from Warren Buffett that says he prefers meditation when making decisions over random market research or consumer inquiry. Coach Collins, what do you say on meditation as a tool to
You understand, but why most of us don't hear is that the mind is very cluttered.
Cluttered, yes. A lot of distractions.
You understand? Meditation is not new age. People say meditation, it has been happening now. American gurus, business people are going to the East to go and learn.
Yep.
How somebody can be in boiling water. How somebody can lift something that is 3-4 times his weight. Once you're able to tap into that subconscious, as you are now, you're not conscious of your breathing. You are not conscious how blood is able to go up, come down, what's happening in your intestine. You don't know. But it's ongoing. So it's the subconscious mind that controls those things. So when you're able to tap into it, you see further, you will feel more. You'll be able to hear more. Understand? So meditation is you teach the mind to be quiet. You see, because where focus goes, energy flows. You see why people are anxious is that you focus on the problem. The result is anxiety. Anxiety is actually meditation, but you are meditating on the problem. Once you move your source, your focus elsewhere, energy will flow there. So meditation is very key to quiet, to calm the mind. So and most people get, and you have to also know, for example, me, I get most of my creative ideas around 6 a.m.
When there's no distraction.
There's no distraction. So you have to know yourself. So it's also not very critical. You have to know yourself. It will just become. So around that 6 o'clock, I like to be quiet. Yeah, you have to break. I'm really very quiet around that time, because even though I have a problem to solve or have something to write, is then it's just like I tap in. That's when I begin to collect it. So meditation is very, 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 very key. It's not new age.
Yeah.
It has been there. It has been proven. It has been used. But you need to learn how from the right source. Anyway, some people are just doing something else. Anyway, you need to learn from the right source. Some people are doing something else. So not everything you see is meditation. Be very careful as well. Yeah, you have to be very careful. Before the girl go and lost you somewhere, you cannot come back.
One thing I hear that resonates well with me, with what you said right now, was that waking up early. And everybody listening, that's one of the traits of the top 1%. Waking up early is very important because it helps you start your day. While others are sleeping, you've already finished half of your day because everywhere is quiet. I could remember this morning, I think I started my day at 4:30 in the morning. And by 5 o'clock, I was already having a chat on Zoom with Collins, and my whole family was still sleeping. And probably some of my competition also is still sleeping.
Sure.
So you now see it's kind of how you get some certain results over your peers because you've developed some particular techniques and habits that also help you in achieving what you're trying to achieve. Okay. And this brings us to our next tip or next technique is just learning to follow our gut feelings. And that's a very strong way to build up and strengthen our intuition. And the only way to do that is, I'll give you an example. Like the example I just gave you all today, the fact that I was able to follow my gut feeling, I took action on my gut feeling, and I employed this lady I was talking about. She just commented again on the chat. Let me read out her comments so everybody can hear. He said, God bless you, Daddy. Thank you so much for programming me for success with all that you taught me. And when we started this journey, it's not like I knew what it's going to lead us into, but intuitively, I knew this is the person I wanted for that position. My HR, I had an HR specialist that was hired. They said no. I said no, don't worry. But at least that's one thing as a business leader. Okay, everybody else are going to support you in a lot of things, but nobody's going to support you in the vision. The vision is your responsibility. You understand? And I was very clear on what I wanted to do and who are the people I needed to help me to get to that goal. I would take advice of the specialist, but it's just advice. Ultimate decision relies with me. And there are triggers I use to make my decisions. One of them was my intuition. From the moment this lady started speaking, I knew this is the person for the position. Even though these other people were coming and they were saying that this is that, I said it's okay, but this is something. All these things you are saying is a problem, is a learnable. Abi, but the only thing that people don't learn, she has it, and that's what I want to buy. You understand? So following that gut feeling. And when we now exhibit success, acknowledging them helps us to trust and strengthen further our intuition. Collins, what do you think?
Yeah, spot on. I think I was sharing with someone last week that Colin Powell, the Secretary of State of the United States,
yes,
one of the highest marine generals, decorated marine generals, he said he makes decisions with the data 30% of the time. The rest is intuition.
Yep.
A military man, because there are sometimes you just know, let's attack now, let's do it now. We are data, because sometimes people will code you with analysis paralysis. You will keep on. You have to know when to hit, and you must understand yourself. Understand your personality is very, very key. I want to say a point, just like you said, you knew when that lady, and the CEO has to understand the vision, and the people around him have to understand the vision. I tell you a quick story of Jack Ma. Jack Ma says, he said, I'm not good in marketing. I'm not good in product design. I'm not a app person. He said, but my genius is making people work together. He said, I discovered two things. He said, intelligent people believe in vision, but they don't work together, don't like to work together. For a lack of a better word, dummies or idiots, they don't believe the vision, but they like to work together. He said, also for him, for example, if you have intelligent position, we say, no, I have MBA from here, I'm from MIT, I'm from here, I'm from here. But I believe I have my own ideas. You understand? But what he did was that he makes them work together. They understand the vision, but the problem was them working together. So he knows who and who to pick. Steve Jobs says, he said, our job is not to hire the best people and tell them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hire the right people. Once they are there, they know how to sell. They know what to do. So if you're a teacher who gets you to get the right people, it's not certificate. See, certificate is only an entrance.
Of course.
It's only but what sustains you is your emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence, you talk about social skills, you talk about motivation, you talk about empathy, you talk about self-awareness and self-regulation. You need to be aware. It's an emotional skill. So intuition is a level of awareness. So it's also emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Somebody may come into the office and say, "Good morning, sir," but you feel it that that is not good morning. There's something wrong with him. As a leader, you need to because he may not tell you. You need to be able to pick cues, emotional cues, psychological cues. Even looking at the person, you should be able to know. Not all good morning is good morning.
Mm.
You have to be very, very aware. Say, how God did you know? It just so you need to develop that sense of observing your environment and linking it to your body, your soul, and your spirit.
Even when you're making investment or business deals too, it's very important to follow your gut feelings, because sometimes all the market parameters or whatever they've presented to you doesn't, it seems perfect. You understand? And your gut feeling is telling you don't do it. Half the time, I've been beaten many times. Trust me, guys. No successful business doesn't um, have his own sad side. I always tell people, in my coaching practice, one of the value you have working with me is not because of the 3 or 4 or 5 times that I've succeeded. It's the 3,000 times I've failed. So at least I have 3,000 times I can tell you what not to do. So you don't have to spend decades of having those 3,000 experiences, and then so we also do get into those times. And most of the time, when we evaluated, especially when I started my research a few months ago on intuition, a lot of setbacks I have had, I've attributed it to me not listening to my intuition, even up to the current recent setbacks I have. You understand? So it's important, even in our business deals, we might think everything looks right. All the information presented to us might look okay. If our gut feeling say no do, no do,
Don't do
I, I think you should just follow your gut feelings. Trust me, most times it helps. It helps.
because it stores. It stores. Every experience stores in your mind, especially the emotional ones that etch you. So if
Yeah.
you learn from it, you learn from it. So once you are seeing it, once you are coming from the person is even coming from apart, we're going here.
This is another story, but you might not you might not see it because you forgot, but it's that your memory inside, you have seen it that what they are saying relates to this thing that is studied in this section B5. Oh, let me warn this guy. But you listen to what they are saying is happening in section B5, then you now
Yeah.
create section X2 that you don't need.
I don't.
All right, let's go to the third one. The third one, I feel this, aside from it, good. Aside from it being a very effective exercise to helping productivity, it also helps to develop your intuition, which is journaling. Half of the successful people I have met or read about have history of journaling. So it's not surprising that journaling can actually help your intuitive powers, right? Capacity you develop when you write down things. It's crazy, guys. Because the moment you're writing it down, it reflects straight into your mind. When you study what you have in your journal, you can come up with insights that will constantly help you to sharpen your intuition. Collins, what do you think about journaling as a
Yeah,
tool?
very great, very great. Even research about journaling is showing that even for you to live a happier life, a more balanced life, you need to do journaling. You need to do what is called the gratitude journal. You need to write down what you're grateful for. All your life, you went to school, they taught you how to write. So there's a pattern in your brain that is already used to writing. And apart from writing, when you are writing on paper. It's like you are seeing, you are giving life to it. So you can see the different moving parts. For me, I like to write on a white clipboard,
Mm-hmm.
whiteboard. So I write my thoughts out. So when I write them out, I can now print, remove, put. So it's very, very key that you journal. Like you said, most great journal.
Yep.
Most basic. Because once you see everything starts in the mind. Once you
Yep.
take it off the mind and put it here, it gives it life. One, then it reduces the pressure in the mind.
Mm-hmm.
It may be in your mind, other things are on it, but once you take it out, you take that energy out, you're seeing it, you're giving it life.
Because once you write down your observation, it's a way for you to actually get to knowing yourself better. You get a sense, a deeper sense of who you are. And then once you have a deeper sense of who you are, you can now start to unlock those unconscious hidden strengths and hidden aspects in you.
Yes, you open the
Eh?
I say you open the reticular articulating system.
Yes, you will. So that's why I wanted this as an important point, aside from the fact that it's an important tool that we need to succeed in life. I also wanted to add it in as an important tool to help us, build our intuition. The fourth one I find is that you must believe that your dreams are valid. When I say that is, I'll ask you, do you have short or long flashes or long images around your dream? Do you dreams? Some people call it visions. Psychologists say we have about 5 dreams every night, and we are lucky if we can remember one when we wake up. But having dreams can actually also help us to empower our intuition, because dreams gives us the clarity to our thoughts and conversations that we've had during the day. Problem is, a lot of us don't remember these dreams, or we've not trained ourselves to remember these dreams when we wake up. But dreams actually give us guidance, and sometimes we get messages to decisions from our dreams. That's what some people will now say it's a gift of being a dreamer. You understand? When you get these guidances, it's imperative that you write them down into whatever you can call it, either your dream journal or your inside journal or whatever journal you can call it. And you find out that over time, if you're utilizing all of this stuff that you're dreaming about, I put this in there because I do dream a lot, and sometimes I remember my dreams and I take action on them. And once I take action on them, all these things goes into my subconscious. And sometimes when I go into situations, I'm using these same scenarios. You understand? So I personally, I believe and I validate my dreams. What do you think, Coach?
It's also great. There are certain psychological or schemas regarding dreams. Some people are of the opinion that your dream is your subconscious trying to make sense of your environment. We are still going back to body, soul, spirit, environment.
Environment.
So your soul and your spirit trying to make sense of your environment. Then others, it could be that your subconscious is giving you information. So you need to also know and understand yourself. Me, I don't remember my dreams, so I don't know much on dreams. But for others, it works. So, like for example, for my wife, she can tell you what will happen. And many a time she's right. For me, that's not my superpower. My superpower is Ezra. So you understand, so you must know yourself. For example, if you are thinking of rice all throughout the day, you will sleep and say rice. So that one. But there are some other deeper levels where your subconscious also releases information to yes, sir.
Well, Coach Collins, I was going to just ask. I do understand that there are some superpowers that we're gifted with, but I also do believe that there are some that we can develop, because I think I trained myself to start remembering my dreams. It's not like I have that superpower, and I don't remember a lot of it. I don't remember all the time. But one thing I find out is when I have a solid or heavy decision in my mind that is very pertinent and is maybe is weighing heavily on my mind, half the time I wake up, I have dreamt something about it. And I always follow what I is, and maybe because I wake up early in the morning, before I get any clutters of distraction, I'm able to internalize and go back into my within. And maybe that's why I remember some of these things. But I find that, especially with my business deals, anytime I allow myself to to focus deeply within. That night, I always dream about a solution. And I don't think it's it could be a gift, but I also thought it's something I developed.
You see, most gifts is you refine it.
Hmm.
You understand? And in anything in life, you find out that you are not a zero.
Mm-hmm.
It's a skill level from, let's say, from 0 to 100. You may be a 5%, one other person is a 75%. And we are creatures of habit. You only live your life habitually based on what you have validated or what you've used over time.
Exactly.
You understand? For me, I have not put much credence on it. And that's why I don't use it to me. My ideas go on in my life when I'm 100% conscious.
Hmm. So
You understand?
but daydreaming is also dreaming. You know that.
Yes, it is.
Because all these solutions doesn't necessarily manifest itself when you're sleeping. Sometimes something is up in your mind, and if you're in a true state of mind, you can actually drift and daydream into the solution. Are you trusting these things? That's the key here. Are you trusting?
Visualization is actually a science.
Yeah, it's inside, but are you trusting it? That's the key here.
Yeah, you need to test it. So we try and error, you get to understand yourself, but you need to trust and understand it. But let me tell you on that secret or something that is funny. Do you know that your heart, your mind does not know the difference between what is real and what's not real?
Oh yes, I know that.
Yes. I'm especially it's just like you sleep. Once you sleep, you dream somebody is pursuing you with a cutlass.
Yeah.
When you wake up, all your heart, nobody was pursuing you, it was just in your mind. So if you also learn to visualize the dream certain things, and your mind will have the passion, will have the energy, and will have the ideas to go and actually change that thing.
Hmm.
So the mind is a device, highly programmed device by God. So if you understand it, you know how to use it. There are different recesses of your mind you can enter. For those on the call, if you have time, go and watch the movie Lucy.
Oh yeah, I've seen that movie.
I love
You can't be into mind coaching or whatever and not watch Lucy.
Go and watch that movie.
Just imagine the power of the mind if it can operate at 20%. Oh man, Lucy is a classic. Lucy is a classic.
Yeah. Then you see Alchemist. It teaches you to learn to understand your subconscious mind, that inner voice.
Yeah.
Learn to trust it, because over time, because of maybe sometimes you use it and it deals with you, you are suspecting it, and it's suspecting you. But over time, you have to get to learn to trust it. It's a process. It's a process. You can just see somebody will tell you, somebody might say, take your money and give it to him. No, you understand? You have to learn to trust. But it takes time. There are tools that will also help you get to that level.
All right. The last tip is, getting involved in creative works helps us to broaden our field of consciousness. So I always encourage people, you can get involved in writing, reading, painting, anything. Our mutual mentor decides he wants to start playing saxophone. What he's doing is just sharpening his guts. You understand? That's what I observe. Every time he takes up on this new thing, it's just helping him to sharpen his guts, because you'll be storing new concept down into your subconscious. You'll be getting deeper insight into new and existing information. So creativity helps us to stretch our mind, and then helps us to guide and believe more into our gut feeling. I'll give you an example. I'm a Manchester United fan, so I know everything about Manchester United. Obviously, that means I know everything about Manchester United's competitions too. I know the form, when Manchester is in good form and when Manchester is not in good form. When they are playing Manchester City, I can predict. And now I'm also a gambler. Nobody works with intuition more than gamblers, right?
Yes.
But there are some gamble they will not touch. Because even as much as I am a fan of Manchester United, and I know right now our form is bad, I won't bet on us. I will bet against us because I'm a gambler. You understand? So It's because I've trained my intuition enough and I have fed my intuition with enough information. I know that, hey, ego no go pay for this one. I have to follow what works. You understand? And so even the ideas I'll be getting from my subconscious, you'll immediately be telling you, no, Manchester is not a good bet. That's the first thing you are going to get. Even if you're not listening, that's the first thing you're going to get. Even though you know, your inner self would have told you, not today, not today. Maybe try Chelsea. So helping information help us also to develop that help us to develop or sharpen our subconscious. The more we feed that our data bank, the more we feed it information, the more it can be able to select the adequate information we need at the time we need it and supply it to us. If we can trust that message that is sending. What did you say on creativity?
I'll come from it from two ways.
Yes.
The first would be a quote by Da Vinci, Leonardo da Vinci. He said, iron rusts from disuse. Stagnant water loses its purity and becomes cold in winter. A mind that is not used loses its stuff. If you do not live your life to the highest of the capacity, it's a sin against God and man. That's Leonardo da Vinci. Go and read about Leonardo da Vinci. Go and look at the things he did. He was like 200 years ahead of himself. In terms of aviation, in terms of geology, in terms of this, it was way ahead. Because he understood that there's a capacity and there's something that creativity can do. Yes, Wharton professor Adam Grant, in his book Originals, talked about a study where they studied Nobel laureates, and they found out that the most prolific ones were people who, apart from their field of study, were also learning other things. For example, you are a physicist, but you also were good in saxophone or art or painting. So that research is there. For people who are creative, let's say you are a medical doctor, but you play piano, you are interested in art, your brain and your creativity is open.
Yeah.
Before, most discipline was under one person. But as the body of knowledge began to increase, they started separating, and it started dulling the creativity of man. Although knowledge is something we cannot finish because it's infinite. The source of knowledge is infinite.
Yep, I agree.
You understand? So you have to understand that this small I'm doing, I've not even started work. You have to also begin to bring other things into it.
I keep telling everybody we're all students. We're all continual students, and in our part of life, we are continually studying. Because in as much as we are teaching people, we're also taking classes. So if we know it all, why are we taking classes?
Why are you taking classes? You see, as a coach,
the person that is teaching us is taking classes.
He's taking classes because as a coach, we are professionals in the use of tools.
Correct.
You understand? So we know how to apply those tools to your life. We're not professionals about your life. It's tools. We use tools to be able to help you clarify a lot of things and help you get to where you want to go. So you have to develop your right brain.
Yep.
The right brain has to do with creativity and all that. You need to develop it by adding and learning new skills. You understand? So the brain, till tomorrow they've still not finished on that. They know the part, but they don't know what it does completely. You understand? So that's because if you know, you will not fear God.
Yeah.
If you know everything about life, you will not fear God. Till today, doctors are still wondering about the human body. The psalmist says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made."
That's small.
Sir?
I said everything is small by small. I mean, it's the same man. It's the same man that first developed telephone. Why the guy don't develop internet straight?
You see, let me tell you one issue. There's time and there's season. There's what God reveals to man per time.
Yep.
You understand? Steve Jobs could have seen certain things beyond beyond the iPhone, but it was not his time. That idea will not be complete. Go and look at 1960 video clips when they were put. All these things we are doing, YouTube, everything. People prophesied it now. Some scientists.
I said in 1999, 1999, my first trip to South Africa, 1999. I remember it was to go and get certification for video phone. This one that we are looking at each other now. In 1999 was a big deal. The first, I think it was 2001. After 2 years of pushing it, I sold my first 10 units. It was to the former vice president of Nigeria, Atiku. It was when I bought it. My first 10 pieces after 2 years. It was such a novelty at that time. It was a desktop thing. Now we don't buy any 10,000 naira.
So there's time.
Yep, there's time for everything.
You understand? We just need to be more in tune with the subconscious, more in tune with the subconscious, and learn to expand our mind. Because some of these things we're talking about, some people don't want to hear it. So you see, there's a difference between Earth and the world. We are all on Earth, but we're in different worlds. The digital space is a different world. The world of poverty is a different world. The world of personal development is a different world. There's some people that don't want to see that world, don't want to hear. Spirituality is a different world, different experience. We're all on earth, but different experience.
But
we must learn to seek knowledge. Yes.
No, finish your statement.
Yeah, we must learn to seek knowledge and learn to get people that can help us. They are coaches. They are intuitive coaches. They are purpose coaches. They are life coaches. Different niches where that can help you discover yourself fast. Personality is very, very key. You need to know who you are. Although personality is not a dead sentence, because you can, or your nurture makes your nature.
True.
You can always unlearn anything. Alvin Toffler said in 1916 in his book Future Shock, he said the illiterates of the 21st century are not those who cannot read and write. They are those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. They are going to be the illiterates of the 21st century. So what are you unlearning that you've learned before that you're unlearning?
That's right.
Most parents are raising, and now young parents my age are raising children for a world of 1990. You need to know what you're teaching your children, what you're teaching them, and teaching yourself. They are raising their children now, as me and you are talking, for a world that no longer exists. The world is gone. No longer exists. You are in Canada, I'm in Sokoto, Nigeria. We're having a meeting.
That's right.
See, we need to begin to learn how to code now, because it's good to go.
I keep telling everybody that I come into this. This is the best time you can be alive. I'm telling you, because if you look at 30 years ago, go and talk to the likes of TCs and all of us when we're starting in life. Telecom was not there. So if I want to come and see you, I have to actually go to your house. Not to talk about talking to the people abroad, though. You understand? Yes. Forget about abroad matter now. Not talk about even accessing information on what's happening abroad. Then if I even now want to collect knowledge, I have to pay so much. You understand? All these things that we are giving, all this game, because we call them game out here, we call them game. All this game we're giving out for free right now. We're paying top dollars in those days.
Top dollar.
To go and hear game now that is all over the internet for free. And so I don't understand how people are not seeing this. But hey, that's the reason why we're here. That's our job to get them to keep seeing it. But there's no better time to be alive than now. Information is limitless everywhere. Help is limitless. I was telling somebody, some artists, that because I do have very active in the music world, so in one of the clubhouse session I was giving, I'm like, guys, you guys don't know what you guys are not. If you need a mentor right now, if you put it online, or if you see any mentor, just look at 4 or 5 people that you think they are credible, and just send them a message that will they mentor you. You'll be so surprised how many will reply. If you're already a serious-minded person and they can see that you're serious-minded. I said all these things didn't even exist 15 years ago, 20 years ago, because where is the internet to even go and find mentor? Maybe you have to find the internet now, because right now you can go online and start to search, oh, I want the best guy in this, I want to be that. You have 1.8 billion results. How would that one happen in 1985? 1.8 billion results. What is that? So
you go to library, you walk and you get crazy and tired.
Even computer anchor, that's what I did now. Computer anchor is punch card system we use. You will write it there, somebody else will give it to somebody. You have to wait for your time, then the person will punch it for you. I mean, you understand? Not now we just go pa, 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 and everything is on. So we are at the best time ever for anybody to start anything, for anybody to be creative, for anybody to go out of their comfort zone. This is the time. This is one, especially this threat has actually even, this threat has broken a lot of status quo. You understand? So he has created an opportunity for new entrants. So is how do you see it? Are you seeing what is happening as a threat or as an opportunity? I said that earlier on. And that's what's going to determine your outcome out of this. Are you following your intuition that said, hey, this is the time for you to send that application, and not prejudge your institution by saying, but they are not hiring? No, follow that institution and just send that application. We're already prejudging your institution. But they are not hiring. How can they be hiring now when nobody is doing business? Do you know? Follow your intuition. we have less than 3 minutes.
4 minutes. Okay, well, just to buttress what you said regarding asking for mentors to mentor you. How the guy was mentoring, he was doing data science, struggling. I said, okay, who are the top shots in this? He mentioned them. I said, do you connect with them? I said, okay, send them messages that you want them to mentor you. I think he sent like 5. 3 of them responded.
Yeah.
And even 2 even went to even give him free courses and give them steps if he wants to develop his journey, free of charge.
Because a lot of mentors actually, why do you decide you want to be a mentor? It's because you want to help and you want to impact. So when you now see somebody that will go out to seek you out and say, please mentor me, you might not be able to give them the time they want, but at least you'll be interested to at least give them some time. And that's what I keep telling people. The best you will hear is no. And what does no mean? Next opportunity.
Next opportunity.
Focus on the next opportunity. Let me just quickly say a big thank you to all the people that checked in today. Ezinwanyi, John Payne, Meyiwa, Tolu, Badia, who else we have here? Olumade. All right, thank you all for joining us today. We're going to continue again next Monday, like this whole month. We're going to be deep diving into intuition. I believe next Monday we're going to be looking at how to make decisions, how to make decisions based on your intuition versus your ego. I think that's what we're looking at next week. Coach Collins, do you have any parting words for our audience here?
Okay, if you are not intuitive, there's no problem. Get a coach that can help you. Develop your spirituality. That is your relationship with God. And certain things will begin to be revealed to you. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Develop your emotional intelligence so you become more aware of what's happening around your environment. Understand that you are made of a body, a soul, and spirit, and is a chain. And once that chain is in sync with your environment, new life begins to come.
Boom.
You comes out. And through you have not come out yet. The world is waiting for you.
Yep.
Help. The world is waiting for you. Everybody is a solution to a problem. We are born for a reason.
Right. Thank you. In closing, guys, being in touch with your intuition can help you identify and solve the challenges in your life that are causing you all this stress. It also will help you release your imagination and your creativity. Your greatest resource is your intuition, but it's important for you to nurture it. Okay? When you nurture it, it has been proven that it will be, one of your most reliable resource of making bigger decisions It's tethered to the subconscious, is your ultimate source of wisdom and creative energy. Guys, make your life easier and richer by utilizing all your resources. And the biggest one, like Coach Collins said, 95%, our life is divided into two planes. 95% has to do with our subconscious, our spirituality, and our intuition. And 5% is all the physical thing that we think we have acquired, and that's what we are paying attention to. Guys, I'm sure we are all smart. Let's apply the Pareto's theorem into our own lives. You understand? And start focusing on where the real knowledge is. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Coach Collins, for joining us. And if you're not joining our Success Mindset group, please join that Success Mindset group. I'm also trying to use this opportunity to invite everybody here to a community that I am part of and I'm proud to be part of, called Be Transformed Community. It's on Facebook, it's on Clubhouse, it's on LinkedIn. Trust me, guys, you thank me later, but go look for it, go join it, and then thank me later. All right. Have a blessed one. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.